So what you're looking at here is your solution is a region of the graph. It's where x values are going to be less than or equal to 4. So when we're graphing these inequalities, we always start out by looking at the equality because we're looking for this boundary line. We're really looking for the line that has x equaling 4. And then from there, we're going to choose one side or the other to kind of see what would work, what would make sense in the inequality. When we're graphing either an x equals or a y equals, a lot of times it's going to be easier to start out with a t-chart. So I'm going to make an x and a y t-chart. We know x is always going to be 4. So I have all 4s there. And the y's are going to be whatever you want. So whatever we can graph. So I'm going to pick -5, 0, and +5. So if I graph this, I've got 4, -5. So I go over 4 down to -5. I have 4, 0. So I go over 4. Don't go up or down any. And then I would have 4, 5. So I'm going to have a line that looks something like that. Now I can go ahead and use my graphing tool and go ahead and graph that. So I grab my line there. I know this is going to be a vertical line. I also know that if I look at the inequality there, it says it's less than or equal to. So I know it's going to be a solid line. Remember, less than or equal to is solid. Greater than or equal to is solid. If it's just a less than or a greater than, it's going to be a dashed line. Real similar to what we had before on the number line, where we used parentheses. That's kind of like your dashed line, or a bracket. That's kind of like your solid line. Okay, so now that we've got our line, this is the boundary line. Which side has x values that are less than or equal to 4? Well, we can pick a test point. So I'm going to pick 0, 0. So test 0, 0. Well, notice how there's 2 zeros here. But remember, one's an x and one's a y. Since my inequality only has x's in it, I just pick my x value. So is 0 less than or equal to 4? Is that a true statement? And we notice that yes, that is true. So this side of the line is going to be true. We're going to shade to that side then. So I pick my shading tool and I go to that side of the line. So I've shaded this region of the graph. All of the x values here would be less than or equal to 4. So the boundary line is the equal part. The yellow shaded part is the less than. On the other side, my x values would be greater than 4, so that would not be a true statement. We always shade to the truth. One side of the line is true, one side of the line is false. So let me know if you have questions on this still, Julie.